Okay. All righty. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see you all here. Glad to see everybody here from the pool. I'm going to call the regular city council meeting to order on May 26, 2026 at 6:00 p.m. And I'm going to ask Jason to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, our first item of business is a very special presentation on some life-saving efforts that happened at the swimming pool. I'm not exactly sure when, not too long ago. And so I'm going to have Patrick come up and tell us a little bit about what happened, and then we'll bring up Ryan and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably face this direction so I can address everybody, but
Yes, yes. So right there is great. Stand right.
there we go. Okay, so first of all, thank you, Mayor and Council, for giving us the opportunity to do this, and it's great to see everybody from the Aquatic Center here tonight. My name is Patrick Trim. I'm the Parks, Rec, and Trails Director. We have Ryan Moran here as well. These guys can come up in a minute, as well as two of our guards and some other staff here from the Aquatic Center. So, yeah, we wanted to recognize two guards in particular, but really all the staff for their life-saving efforts in an incident. This was May 13th at the Aquatic Center. We actually had to perform a deep water rescue, which is one of the more difficult ones. I know Ryan can speak to that. And so we're just really proud of the vigilance and attention that our guards, have paid and I know really worked hard to train these particular type of rescues. We had a patron on the 13th during open swim, go down under the water, all the way down to the bottom of 13 feet in the deep end. And lifeguard Soren Indergaard, who was on duty at the time, recognized, responded, and pulled this individual out very quickly. And was aided by Blake Coleman as part of that team rescue with the backboard. So, we like to think that, I think all of us do, how we respond in emergency situations, we kind of run these things through our head, and but we never really know until we get put in that situation how we'll respond. So these two responded very admirably on that day. We're super proud of them, super proud to call them lifeguards and coworkers. I know EMS was impressed when they arrived on the scene, and their response really was what made that day from a potential tragedy into a positive outcome. I know the family is very thankful for your efforts. I know that, and Ryan can come up here in a minute too, but we talk about, the response from the actual rescue side, but really all the guards responded. They all have a role there in clearing the pool. We had other guards respond and aid the victim while we awaited EMS. And then just want to give a shout out to our staff and aquatic manager Ryan for having his guards ready, right? Keeping that sword sharp and training. And that was one of the things that we heard from these guards when we kind of debriefed at the end of the day is, hey, we just trained that specific rescue last week. So, right. So that was really sort of eye-opening to me. And so that made me proud of sort of all the efforts that have been going on over there. So, yeah, Ryan, if you want to come up and give a speech, and then yeah, come on up, guys. Soren and Blake can join us. Let's move over a little bit here.
I'm Ryan Moran. I'm the aquatic manager at the MRAC. I want to thank everybody for coming out and commemorating the efforts on May 13th that Soren and Blake were instrumental in performing. This was a complicated rescue that was performed on a busy day in a pool full of people. We had over 100 kids just alone from this one school group that showed up. So that into just a regular, summer open swim, we just barely got the outside pools open. So, it was a very busy day. This is a high stress situation, to say the least. And this is where the moment where countless reps, practice and training paid off. And I'm incredibly proud of not just the outcome of this day, but all the mornings and evenings where we put in practicing these particular rescues We'll use this experience to learn and grow and be better prepared for the next one. But that was a job well done, guys. I'm so proud of you, and it's an honor to work alongside you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. And yeah, you don't get to go yet. The mayor's here, and then we'll have EMS come as well. I did want to say one final thing. After sort of the initial shock of the rescue wore off a bit, I told Soren on that day, good job, congrats. And something that he said that was kind of striking to me was it's our job, right? Not it's my job, but it's our job, right? And he said it very humbly. And I just told him, well, you did it very admirably on this day. So congrats again, and I'll give it up to the mayor.
Well, you guys, here you go. Here's a plaque for each of you, Soren and Blake, for your recognizing your work. And we're so proud of you as a city. Michael Black, the city manager, is not able to be here, but he wanted me to let you know how proud he is and grateful for the work you did in saving this life. It's really important what you did and at your work at the pool. I'm at the pool a lot. I see a lot of the people here. You guys all are very important to the work that's done. And I'm so grateful that you guys had the training so that you guys knew what to do when this event occurred. So thank you. Really appreciate it. And I hope you stick around. Thank you. Andy?
Yeah, so just to add a few things, we'll keep piling on praise for you too. But I have Dr. Flanagan, Dr. Alexander, and Division Chief Brewer here with me. Dr. Flanagan, Dr. Alexander are our medical directors, and Logan's in charge of all of our clinical practice. I responded that day. I was on call that day and responded. I was really late. The ambulance was there well early. We're on time usually. But I was so impressed with all of the guards that were standing posts, keeping people away, and they opened doors for me, and they were very helpful. I was so impressed with the whole team that day. And it's not the first time I've been impressed with the Aquatic Center. We've had a couple of saves there. And I just want to, again, thank these two. Soren, I went and found him after he was sitting in the locker room, really shooken up, as anybody would be. But I am absolutely of the opinion that if he didn't jump in and do what he did, that girl would be dead. She would not be alive to see her family. So we have little life-saving awards for you guys, not as cool as your plaques, but they are pretty cool, signed by our medical directors. And so just, again, I'm so impressed with you guys, and grateful for your service. So thank you so much. Sorry, you have something.
Very good. We are lucky to have you guys working for the city.
Thank you. Thank you for all you guys do.
You're welcome to stick around, but you don't have to. Liz knows what to do. Liz is the leader. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Thanks.
Really cool.
Great crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Good job, Pat.
Yep. Thanks, Pat. Just in case you guys didn't know either, Lizzie, our reporter, has moved on back to Las Vegas. I think she got a really good gig there. I'm sure Doug is going to miss her, but it's always nice to see you here, Doug. So yeah, don't look so excited to be here. It's always good to see you. So glad you're here, but we'll miss Lizzie. She was really good to us as well. All right. Any public comments? I always pause just in case. Oh, somebody might want to jump up and say something. All right. Then we will move on to Kelly with a department update on what's happening at the Mark for the summer and other venues, I suspect. And
Thanks, Kelly.
I just want to talk about some things we have going on at the Mark this summer, as well as some stuff we're working on with the recreation department as well. So. So I'm really excited to share that this summer, the Mark is going to be hosting a traveling Smithsonian exhibition. So the way this program works is it's called Museum on Main Street, and the Humanities Councils in states help bring these programs, so they act as the bridge. We applied for this program early last year and have been working on it since about July of last year. So the topic of the exhibit is called Voices and Votes, Democracy in America. And it'll be a couple of different things that we have going on this summer. The exhibit itself is sent to us in crates, and we set it up so it will be in the foyer of the Mark. And the focus of this exhibit is largely history and processes. So what is democracy? How does it work? How can you participate in this? And it is very participatory. I mean, I feel like you all know that you're very involved in local government. So we're really excited to be showcasing this because it's talking a lot about those processes, letting people know how that works. And something we're going to be doing this summer is letting them know how it works when it's local government. We know we can vote for presidential elections, but can come and speak at commission meetings and council meetings. So that will be a big part of what we're doing as well, is sharing that with the community, sharing that information. And then the companion exhibit is something that our staff comes up with in help with the Utah Humanities Council. So what we will have on display alongside this exhibit is we're calling Community Voices, and it's more focused on Utah and Moab. And so that's an amalgamation of art and ephemera that we've been collecting from people that are donating it or letting us put it on loan, and it will build over the summer. So there will be ways for people to participate and keep adding over the summer, even if they didn't already submit something to us. So you can come to the exhibit and you can talk about what you care about. So on May 12th, we already did a workshop. We printed some fun campaign posters is what we're calling them. So people came to this workshop and we provided a backdrop, and then they used phrases to talk about what was important to them. So those will all be on display. And then again, before the exhibit starts, we're going to have a public speaking workshop. We're working with Celia Alario and Sun Civics. This is an in-person workshop at the Grand County Public Library. It's for free. So public speaking, there's all kinds of occasions of doing that. And so they'll be covering a range of topics. One included will be how can you speak at a public meeting, all the way up to one of the events we're hosting is a story slam. So another public speaking event where you're sharing your own stories. The exhibit itself will be at the Mark from June 8th through August 7th. And we will have a little bit of altered hours throughout the summer. So Monday through Wednesday, we're 9 to 4, Thursdays 9 to 7, and then we'll also be open Sundays from 1 to 4. So the exhibit space will always have a staff member, but if you would like to come, anyone for the public, this is open to. If you'd like to schedule a docent guided tour, just give us a call. And then another way that we're doing some story gathering throughout the exhibit is through a phone booth. So ever since I've been there, there's been an abandoned phone booth in the back of the Mark. And we thought, how can we use this? How can we bring it back to life? So we ordered an old phone and we've got it working. And so you can come and you can listen to someone else's story, or you can leave your own. And we're really excited about this. It'll be up for the exhibit, and then we're working with KZMU to air these stories after the exhibit closes.
That is such a cool idea.
That's a fun idea.
There was the Salt Lake Hope Line was doing something similar, so we called them for some advice too. So something I wanted to highlight tonight is that we're having an opening reception on Monday, June 8th, purposely not on a council or commission night. That'll be from 4 to 6. You're all invited. The whole public is invited as well. We'll have these really fun postcards that we printed at our workshop on a printing press. You can come and fill out a postcard. Some staff from Utah Humanities will be there. We'll have refreshments and we'll be introducing the exhibit. And then throughout the summer, we've got different events. They're not all included on this list. The whole list is at moabarts.org/voices and votes. So some days we'll be working with our summer camp kids with the activities. Other days we'll be at Swanee Park for movies and markets. We've got a story slam, as I mentioned. I put the Grand County Fair on here as well. That's not run by us, that's run by the county. Really great event that falls in this timeline. So I wanted to give it a little plug, and we'll have a little booth there on some of those days as well. Something we're also really excited about in working with Utah Humanities and the Smithsonian, they provide some resources that we don't always get in small communities. And one of those is they set up people that can come down and help us with this or give presentations. So the state scholar, Catherine Kitterman, incredible historian, she'll be coming down and giving a guest lecture. She also wrote an essay that pairs with the exhibit that talks a lot about Utah's history with democracy and voting and women's suffrage. And the essays will be for free at the Mark, but it will be great to see her speak in person. We're working with the museum for Pioneer Day as well. And then the reception on Friday, August 7th will be our closing. So that will be the last day that we're open. We're working with a lot of community partners on this. I already mentioned some of them. Some of them are doing really hands-on programs with us. Others are helping us promote. A couple places in town have staff volunteer programs, and they've been helping us with getting things ready or helping as docents. Museum, the library, a lot of great folks on here that we're working with. And then UMFA is coming down to help us with some trainings, and they're doing an activity at our summer camp with our kiddos. So we're really excited about that as well. So a little plug on if people would like to be involved. We really want people to come see this. It's great that something like this is coming down to Moab. This exhibit is based on something that's in the Smithsonian in DC. So it's coming here to our town. So we'd really love for people to come. All the programming is free. The exhibit is free, and come see it, come check it out. And if you are interested in volunteering, we're still looking for some help for people to be in the gallery space as well as for the event. So you can give us a call or check out our website. And then this is a big thanks for Museum on Main Street, Utah Humanities, and the Smithsonian, and the United States Congress for helping bring programs like this to small towns. Any questions?
Any questions? What else do we have going on this side?
So we'll have our farmers markets as usual. Those are on Fridays. Movies in the park are on Fridays as well. And then we have our summer camp starting next week. That's kids ages 5 to 10. We work with the Center Street Gym and the MRAC on that as well. All of us we got a lot of 5-year-olds this year, so we'll have our hands full. And then kind of business as usual for us.
Great. I'll plan to be there on the 8th.
Yeah.
Great.
So
thank you.
Hey,
Maybe
Kelly.
I would love to have you.
There have been some amazing social media videos that have come from the staff at the Mark. I wonder if there could be something like that, or when the exhibit comes and there's some
It's already on the docket.
I hope so. Good.
Yeah.
And absolutely keep up that great work. It's
Yeah, thank you.
really fun.
I have an idea for you to be in a video, actually. So.
Oh, really? Were you looking at Kate? when you said that? I'm in. Thanks, Kelly.
Well, thank you.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Looking forward to it. Yeah. And I'm assuming that we're gonna be having a lot of promotion for this exhibit out there. Right, Kelly? A lot of
It'll be
promotion
newspapers on Facebook, Instagram,
everywhere.
flyer boards,
Perfect.
radio.
Perfect.
Awesome work. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Kelly. Okay. Well, this is gonna be quick. We have two items of business this evening. One is our consent agenda, which is a ratification of a thank you letter to Senator Curtis for the appropriations request for the water tank and for the transit study, feasibility study. And I'll update you a little bit on that when we do our reports. We also have a 5.2 approval of the minutes from the May 12th, 2026 regular meeting and the approval of the bills against the city of Moab in the amount of $276,674.10. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Jason.
I'll second.
Second by Tawny. Any discussion? Jason?
Nope.
Tawny?
Mm-mm.
Anybody else?
I just have a question about the kind of timeline for the appropriation.
I'll do
Okay.
that in my report.
Great.
Anybody else? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. And our last item of business is consideration of resolution 09-2026, a resolution adopting an interlocal agreement between the city of Moab and the Grand Water Sewer Service Agency. I believe I spoke to you all about this. It's concerning a well, that we had a lease that expired, 15 years ago? Something
Yeah.
like that. And so we're doing another, interlocal agreement with them. That's what you guys are considering tonight. So Obi, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is for the cemetery well. It's on Mill Creek Drive. It's a well that we own. It's not connected into our system. It has low quality, water quality. And historically, we've leased it to Grand Water and Sewer to supplement, irrigation on years when there's not enough water to satisfy, Moab irrigation's needs. And so it, allows them to divert, to continue diverting for Ken's Lake. And pull water out lower in the valley. Yeah, any questions? No, that's
Questions?
pretty much it.
Miles, you're probably more familiar with.
Yeah,
the
I'll
name,
speak to it a little bit because this is, of course, it came from Gwissa. This well, so the well is, like Obi said, low quality. So it's, I believe it's salinity that makes it not like drinking water quality. And it pulls from above where our drinking water wells do. So they, like on dry years like this, they need it to satisfy the contractually obligated water that they have to provide to Moab Irrigation Company. The well itself is in pretty serious disrepair. And Gwissa is willing to pay to repair it, do everything like that. They just want to have a solid lease between us and them so that when they put I believe it's going to be approximately $40,000 worth of an investment to get the well back up to snuff, that they know they can access it after putting all that effort in. So I believe in conversation with Ben and Michael about this, they've reached a nice medium where this lease will cover that investment, but then turn into a yearly renewal so that we don't forget about it for 15 years again.
Right. Right.
So I think it's well written. I think should be pretty straightforward. It would be very helpful for Gwissa, and it's not really a big problem or, any sort of impact on our water itself.
Any questions?
No, it sounds like it'll serve the community well.
Yeah.
That
That face.
Really good.
How long have you been thinking about that?
I've been sitting on that one since last meeting.
Nice. Oh my gosh, we have too much fun up here. Do you want to make a motion, Miles?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve item 6.1, consideration of resolution 09-2026, a resolution adopting an interlocal agreement between the city of Moab and Grand Water and Sewer Service Agency.
Motion by Miles, second.
I can second
Hey,
that.
Colin, any further discussion, Miles?
Nope.
Colin,
None. Thanks, Obi.
anybody else? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thanks, Obi.
Thanks,
All right.
Obi.
Well done.
Thank you, Obi.
Okay.
Get out.
Were you supposed to counter with another joke?
We've been practicing all afternoon.
So, since we have a little bit of time, you want to start over?
Well, I don't think that'd be appropriate.
Colin?
Too much.
All right. We have no, we have no city manager, so well, Michael's probably watching. Hi, Michael. We know that you're out there. We hope you get well soon. And I know you're getting better. I talked to you today. So we don't have any updates, so we'll move right into, council reports, and we will start with Caitlin.
Pulling up my notes. Well, I had a meeting with the mayor. Let's see, when was our last? Okay, since our last meeting. I know. Well, I'm backtracking. Our last meeting. Okay, so before meeting with the mayor, I had a local homeless council meeting, and couple of quick updates. USARA's recovery day date is set, is September 3rd, and registration will start on June 1st, which is on Monday, if people are interested in being partners for that. Hasu has two bedroom cottage units coming in June, one in June and then one in July. That is for $17.90 per month for rent. And they're looking for people for the waiting list for the Virginian. And then June 12th, the Free Health Clinic is doing a homeless dental day. It's walk-in based. So if you know of anyone that would benefit from that service, that is there. And those are the most interesting updates from that meeting. But a lot of good service being provided in the community. And then I had my meeting with the mayor and Colin. Yes, it's a great meeting.
That really was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and trying to think if there's anything I wasn't prepared to go first. And then I guess outside of that, I have been running kind of a community Google survey, asking questions about speed limits and OHVs. That's received 124 responses so far. So if you've responded to that or sent that around, thank you so much. I'm hoping that it'll be kind of a first start of, help to inform conversation about the upcoming ordinance and just general questions about transportation and safety, noise, all of those things.
Are you gonna do like a kind of an analysis of the results? Cause I looked at the results and I think you said you were gonna kind of fine tune it a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I would be happy to present that.
Yeah, when we do the speed, it's our next meeting in June.
Yeah.
So if you could present that then, or just as part of the discussion, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yep. I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, for me. Connie.
Okay. I had a meeting with museum staff just to discuss some strategic planning and how to structure that. I went to the Public Works picnic last Thursday.
I did that too.
I had to leave before the food got there, but that's okay. It was good to visit with some of the folks. We spent some time at the cemetery paying our respects to service members. And in that vein, I have been related a story, and I will not read the entire story. It would take me a few minutes, but it's a story about perseverance and even when the odds are against you. And the person that related this to me was asked to give a motivational talk. And he said, when I need to find inner strength to push through the chaos, I don't have to look very far. I look to my roots at my grandfather, Sergeant Major Robert Newton Ayres. On December 18th, 1941, the day after Pearl Harbor, he walked into a recruiting office at 15 years old, lied about his age, and signed up to defend his country. By the time he was standing on the banks of the Wal River in the Netherlands, he was still a teenager, exactly 7 days from his 17th birthday. The story is called 250 Men in a Prayer. In September of 1944, his unit item company of the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment was ordered to take, massacre this name, Nemagan Bridge, Highway Bridge. They had to cross a 400-yard wide roaring river in broad daylight. They were given a broken plan. They had no motors. They were handed flimsy canvas boats and they didn't have enough oars. So these young men were paddling against a brutal current using the butts of their M1 Garand rifles. As soon as they got in the water, their smoke screen blew away. And in seconds, there became 200 casualties, including 50 immediate deaths. A few boats over was the battalion commander and Major Julian Cook, who was paddling furiously with a river oar and citing Hail Mary over and over. The prayer wasn't a sign of fears, it was a rallying cry. As it ended up, they crossed the river, scrambled up in the mud bank, and fought house to house against all mathematical odds. They captured the massive bridge intact. But as history shows, the overall operation failed because of logistical delays miles down the river. Imagine a 16-year-old kid on that northern bank just surviving. You just survived a meat grinder. You watched your closest friends fall. You executed an impossible mission, and the scoreboard still said you failed. If you want to see a video about it, this is the operation that the movie A Bridge Too Far was predicated on. And the young man that wrote this story was my son, and this man was his grandfather.
Oh, wow.
So,
Funny.
Wow. Is that it?
that's it.
Thanks, Connie.
I couldn't have read the whole thing without crying.
Jason.
Yes, you can.
You have a
Thanks.
story?
That's great. Well,
Well,
So last week, I met with the mayor and Miles. Miles, we had a great meeting.
We had such a good meeting.
So good.
You know.
So,
Tony will say, and I didn't have a meeting with him.
I didn't.
I also, I had a chamber board meeting, last week as well, and some of the things that we discussed, kind of coming up was the golf tournament was a huge success. It was a great success. And, a lot of those monies that are raised during the golf tournament, went towards scholarships for youth, that are graduating. And with that, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2026. We got a really good class graduating in a couple nights, and it's neat to see these young men and women, they're graduating, moving on to the world. It's great stuff. Going back to the chamber, we also had a meeting with. We also had a discussion about Christmas lights coming up in December. We want to already start meeting. So we've set a meeting for June 15th between Grant County officials, Moab City officials. The chief is going to be there, and to kind of all get us on the same page about dates and what's doing what. And it sounds like everybody wants to kind of try to make the holiday festival bigger and better, and keep kind of growing on it, because it was such a positive event last year.
And what's coming up next?
Well, and then we also talked about next year. We need to start planning. Next year, Moab will be 125 years old.
Wow, I know.
And which Moab was founded on December 20th, in whatever date that
1902.
is. In
Right on the
1902. There you go. December 20th. So next year it'll actually fall within kind of the holiday festivities of the village.
Yeah.
Hopefully something
Gonna
good
be a
to start
big
planning
deal.
it. Yeah, so hoping that we can really kind of plan that.
We have some ideas.
That means Moab is half as old as the
United States, I know exactly. Yeah. Is that crazy? And then Memorial Day, there's some great Memorial Day stuff that was going around, and it was amazing to see the patriotism and people recognizing those who have given their lives for this great country, and I thought it was hard to see stuff. So.
Miles.
Okay, so kind of same story. These guys have touched on a couple things. So my phenomenal meeting with Jason and the mayor.
It was amazing.
Just absolutely paradigm changing. And so on top of that, I had a HASU meeting. Caitlin touched on a couple of the availabilities. They are moving ahead with some of their plans for their self-help builds at Outer Arroyo, which are going to be fantastic. And just to answer your question from last time, I was talking about HASU, wait lists and how many people are on them tend to be between the teens, and the highest listed this last meeting was 56 people. And they tend to hover in the 20s, give or take. They change a lot. That was just a snapshot of what I saw at this last meeting, and I wanted to bring that forward.
Great, thank you.
Otherwise, yeah, HASU finalized that $1.2 million grant for several more of these self-help buildings, so that's fantastic. And then Caitlin mentioned the availabilities. I also attended GWISA. They are thankful for what we just voted on. Otherwise, there's a Southwestern Utah watershed workshop that goes on where essentially people present all kinds of different ideas for what they want in regards to water in this community. And it can be everything from like water detention or what's going to happen with the water at Umtra or otherwise. Apparently a lot of ideas came down through that. And now it's like WISAs and the county are going to begin parsing through that and deciding if any of these projects are something they would like to devote effort towards. So that just happened. Ken's Lake had an inspection. The dam is in good repair. The lake is still dwindling quickly. Water supply is what we would all expect it to be. I will say one of the things that came up in the meeting that has kind of come up with our meeting as well, but was said really poignantly, was in order to kind of encourage conservation, connecting people to how much water they are using is really important. And most people don't really understand how to read A, their water bill, or B, their meter. And I think it would be very helpful, and that's something that was proposed at GWISA as well, is actually listing on the water bill the number of gallons you used, and then like showing what an average household is so that you can understand just how much, because the units that they measure the water in, it's really, I know how to read a meter because of my job, and it's still really kind of esoteric for me to go, well, X amount of units, like how does that really compare to an average household? And am I doing well? Am I saving water? Am I using a lot of water? And so I think it would be really cool if we could kind of work towards finding a way to actually print that out on everybody's water bill every month, or have it accessible online so that you could actually have a real understanding of, oh, I'm using 5,000 gallons of water a month. That number feels a lot crazier than the numbers you see on your bill. And that helps people like connect people to their water bill. Otherwise, I would echo a lot of the things on Memorial Day. I spent Memorial Day thanking the service members in my life, and I'm glad that we had a nice reading. And I would like to thank everybody who has given their lives to this country.
Can we report on your police academy?
Oh yes, so Police Academy, and actually, I'll give my speech now. We have graduation tomorrow. This last meeting was Force on Force, which was very enlightening, and I did elect to experience a taser. It was.
Can you put the video up?
Yeah.
on the-
Oh yeah. Wait, do we have the video?
Share the screen. We'd have to censor it.
It is quite the experience. I hope never to have to experience that again. But in general, I would like to say a big thanks to Moab PD, to these two gentlemen standing here, Chief Bell and Assistant Chief Blanton. A super extra big thanks, they're not in the room, but to Sergeant Bowles and Sergeant Reisenhoover, who have been a big part of this program. They have been fantastic to work with. I came into this program, I won't call myself a skeptic, but I really was curious about the police department, the type of culture we had there, what Moab PD was all about. And I leave it thoroughly impressed. The integrity that the officers that I had the chance to work with, specifically our training sergeant Bowles, DB, it makes me glad to have them in our community. And I like from the bottom of my heart would like to give a big thanks. And I encourage anyone, they're going to be doing this program again next year. This was kind of a pilot. And I encourage anyone who wants to know more about our PD, or specifically anyone who is skeptical or like me came from a community where they did often feel at odds with their police department, I would encourage you to engage with ours, because what I learned and the experience I had was enlightening. And I really, really have the utmost respect for chief and assistant chief, but almost all of the officers we worked with, I say all of the officers we worked with were wonderful. Yeah, I can't thank them enough. It was a fantastic experience, and I'm proud to have the culture we have in our police department here. So that's my take.
Yeah.
Yep,
that was-
good. Yes.
I want to say something. We all attended the public service day.
Oh, yeah.
With the with Levi and all his crews and everything up at Old City Park. That was a good time. So,
Public Works.
Public Works Day, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then I want to say thanks to Colin for organizing bike bus.
Yeah.
Bike bus was a hit.
Oh yeah.
We
Can't
got-
believe you guys, my meeting with you is more important than the bike bus.
um,
Can't even believe that. The bike bus was an awesome day.
Yeah.
Well, except it was too early in the morning. But Colin, why don't you tell us about the bike bus?
Okay, I'll
And
tell you
what else you have?
first about on the 16th, I went through the C10 event at Swanee, the Red Rock Retreat. And that was it was neat to see Swanee Park just absolutely bustling. Just what a great event. I know that we've had some feedback from the community, both positive and negative. My experience at the event was that it was just alive and electric and really, really, really fun. And on the 19th, I met with the mayor. On the 21st, just kidding. And Caitlin. On the 21st, I attended the Public Works barbecue, and again, so proud of our Public Works department and all of our staff. But that was the day to celebrate them, and it was, and they're so deserving of celebration. They really are the public facing part of our city, and they do a great job. And then on that evening, I attended the first Fire Break Neighborhood Walk and Talk, which was a really great event. So this is, the Fire Break program is putting these on. They're trying to work with different neighborhoods and different clusters within the community, and and just do these walkthroughs and talk about wildfire prevention and also flood prevention within these neighborhoods. And I live in a neighborhood who has experienced some threats from the floods we've had in the last several years. And so it's really great to talk to the experts, and then also to be able to look firsthand at our homes and the things that we're doing with our landscaping that are either endangering our homes or little modifications that can be made to help protect our homes. And so another just great component of this fire break program. Just really, really proud of that. And then on the 22nd was the bike bus, and I'm just thankful for everybody who participated. And then I such a cool part again. Big kudos to our police department to have James there on the police motorcycle and Monty there on the police bike, and just supporting these kids as they're going down 100 West was just the icing on the cake. And just to see these kids when we were coming over the bridge and James is sitting on the bike path waiting for us with the lights on, a lot of people just stopped. And were like, "Oh, no." But when they realized that he was there to actually support them and encourage them, these kids, they just lit up when they saw this motorcycle. Lights ablaze. So thank you so much. Yep. And thanks, Mayor, for coming out and handing out stickers. Appreciate it. That's it for me.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think the kids were as excited to see the mayor as they were,
Who's
they
the
were
mayor?
to see the police officers. When you announced that, they're like, what? Oh, okay. And then I started passing out stickers and they're like, I don't want a sticker. Okay. Anyway, that was a lot of fun and thanks for including us. I think, the early morning time was not my best, but I did it for you. So, um, I had a meeting with the Department of Energy on infrastructure. We went out on, well, we actually didn't go on a tour because we've seen everything, but talking about what infrastructure, I sent you guys that list that the county put together. I think for us, I mean, the main thing for me is the trails. While they're out there, if they can make sure those trails are ready to go, so when they walk away, we can start using that site immediately. So I'm gonna just continue to focus on that. The county wants everything that they can keep, and so that's fine. I think there's going to be a lot of liabilities with some of this stuff out there, so we'll see what the DOE decides is worth them having. Met with Ryan about our appropriations request for the water tank and the transit funding feasibility for transit service, and it looks like we'll know in July. The request is in. And so the decision whether it gets appropriated for both of those will come in July. And if it's in the appropriations bill, there's a pretty good likelihood we're gonna get it. We'll see, we have to wait until July. I mean, things always get delayed back in Washington. So, every time we talk to them, it's, another month, but they'll know about their appropriations at that point. I did ask about the funding for the water tank. We asked for 3 million, which is similar to what we asked CIB. We also got a call from the Division of Water Resources and asked us to apply for funding from them. So I was a little concerned if we have state funding and federal money, how that would work together. And I was reassured that not to worry about it because the cities, we probably won't get 3 million from the feds. You always ask for more. With the state, we've asked for a really low interest loan. And so the fact that we were going to actually throw in $800,000 to $900,000 as part of our match, if we get this federal appropriations, we won't have to do that. So essentially, we'll probably get a pretty good deal if everything works out the way we'd like. And hopefully, we'll know about the state money by July, and hopefully the federal money too. So I'll keep you guys posted as I hear more. Golf course, as you all know, we considered their lease last week, and they are starting on their kickoff for the master planning and economic analysis of how the golf course supports the community. I met with the golf course consultant, Forrest Richardson, last week, along with Robbie Jones and Richard Codd from the golf course. And then I went out and I did a tour. The golf course looks to be in okay shape. It's not as bad as we're hearing. I didn't think it was that bad. There are areas that need to be worked on, but the irrigation situation out there is going to be our biggest thing that they're going to have to deal with, and consequently, we probably will have to support in some way. Also met with the National Golf Foundation today. I guess I'm kind of getting into the golf thing. We'll know, they plan to have their study done this summer, probably in July, end of June, July. So once we get that study back, we'll all talk about it and see where we want to go with the lease, because we're going to modify the lease that was presented at the last meeting. I'm sure we're going to make some modifications. So based on what their outcome is, we may want to include some of those things in the lease. Met with Sina Hauer and Will Petty at Elsie's to kind of see what Elsie's is all about. They have really good fish and chip and really good lobster rolls. And then we also talked about the garbage cans in front of Elsie's. They, something we need to work on. Don't say anything. Anyway, it was great. I encourage everybody to go to Elsie's. It's our newest little restaurant on Main Street, and it's a pretty cool little place. Met with Sam Weiner from the Canyonlands Natural History Association. We talked about a variety of issues. We also talked about, if you recall, last year there was an issue up there in Mountain View with the smell from the sewer from the King Creek, and he feels like it's whatever was done, and I'll have to find out when Michael comes back, has worked. There's, the smell doesn't seem to be a problem this year, but it hasn't gotten as hot. it's so we'll see. I hope it, and he also said, but we did get air conditioning, so we don't have to worry about a small cooler. So that could have something to do with it. But I asked him to keep us posted, and we'll see. I'll ask Michael when he comes back, maybe what they did out there to resolve that issue, if it is in fact resolved. And then tomorrow, I didn't know this, and maybe you guys did, but the Division of Natural Resources is in town today and tomorrow. And I didn't realize this. I thought DNR was just its own little department, but every department from water to air quality to forest, food and agriculture are all under the DNR. And so all the heads of those departments are going to be here, and they asked me to come to their dinner tomorrow. And so I'll be doing that to make a little, just welcome them. And I think I'll probably talk about water, because water seems to be a big issue in the state, and talk about our water situation, a little bit about during the Colorado River. And I might mention, I don't know if you all noticed that we applied for a grant with the Bureau of Reclamation 2 years ago for the water outfall, and then to do some more treatment so we could flood the sloughs with wastewater that's treated appropriately. We got awarded that money, and then it went away. And so I think there was, what I read in the Tribune today, there was $90 million that the state of Utah was supposed to get, including all the money that we requested. And 35 million of that 90 got released to 3 programs up north. I think it's, maybe it's Huntington, Schofield, and I can't remember the other community. And so I'm hopeful that maybe more of that money is going to be released, but I thought I would mention that to this group, because they also have, it's the state, there may be some money available for that project, but I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to congratulate them on getting their money, and hopefully there'll be more released and we can get our project going as well. So that's all I have. Any questions? All right, so unfortunately, because this meeting was shorter than we anticipated, there was 3 general business items that we didn't get to consider because they're still under legal review. But unfortunately, that means they will probably be on our next meeting, so we'll probably have a big meeting. So appreciate the short meeting tonight, but be prepared, we'll probably have a longer meeting in June. And so we have no closed session. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn at 6:52 p.m.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Motion by Miles, second by Caitlin. All those in favor? Aye.